Are you guys ready to see something super sad? That's actually not sad at all, and it's actually probably a good thing, but I'm gonna play it off as it being sad instead. The power is out. It's a scheduled outage. They've given us like 2 weeks notice that the power is gonna be out today. I think they're doing some utility work on the telephone poles, but that means that we can't do anything in the shop. No plasma cutter, no welding, no toys. We're left with ourselves in the real world, and we have to go touch grass. Super overrated. I'm just kidding. It is a beautiful day today, and it's actually cooling down a little bit. I think the high is like 85, which is a nice break from the 99 that we've had for the past couple days. We do, however, have some plans, and it involves this bad boy right here. Well, it sort of doesn't involve this bad boy because we're swapping it out today. The board's still fine. It's the board that we took street skating with Off-Grid Skater, and I cracked it. I was trying to find the crack, but I can't. I have that big old side chip thing. I remember cracking it doing something, but I can't find the crack, so it's not a very big crack. Got a little chip on the tail, and the nose is chewed up from street skating. But I mean, if I wasn't in the very privileged position that I am, thank you to Arbor and my sponsors, totally still rideable. Like, I'm probably gonna drop this off at a skate park for someone else to use. But given my very privileged circumstances, we are setting up a new board today. We're taking the 240. Now that we got the wire tuck done and don't have to worry about rubbing through my harness, I've been dailying this thing. I mean, it gets way better gas mileage than the Tundra. Yeah, it's a little bit more fun. Figured I would take you guys with me today to go to the skate shop and pick up some grip tape. First things first though, get out of the driveway. Speaking of the Tundra, I left the suction cup windshield mount in there on accident, so we got the POV cam today. I think the POV is kind of cool. It's like it's an immersive driving experience. It really is. Like, you guys are just me. Maybe it'd be funny to have like a GoPro mount on the passenger headrest, so it's like you're just sitting in the car with me. That'd be kind of a fun idea. Except in reality, it wouldn't be fun at all because you just have like a static view looking out the windshield and you can't move your head at all. Cool idea in theory, I guess, but in reality, really not that cool. Oh look, can you guys see in the side view mirror the Subaru behind me? To most people, the 240 just looks like normal traffic. Like, you don't really, especially the Zenki, it looks just very standard. So like, unless you know cars or like know S chassis, it looks pretty damn basic. So whenever I see, I think he has wheels on it too. So whenever I see like a modified car or someone that I think might appreciate the S chassis, I get all excited. Sometimes they'll pull up next to me and give me the thumbs up, and I feel so cool. The only reason I have the car is for validation. I don't actually like it, you know what I mean? Same thing with skating. Like, I only skate for YouTube videos. It's not like I actually enjoy it. Isn't it crazy that some people, like, I've gotten comments calling me out for that before, and people actually think that. Yeah, see? He nodded! He nodded! He appreciated it! Oh, my day is made. Thank you, Mr. Subaru, man. I just realized that I didn't, we're pulling up right now. We're going to Milo Skate Shop, or Milo Snow and Skate, or something. I talked about it when I got the wheels in one of my last videos. Oh wait, I always forget where it is. It's up here. Super Sick Shop. They were awesome when I went in and were a ton of help, and I can't recommend it enough if you're in the Auburn area. Yeah, there it is. It's up there. I realized that I didn't even bother checking when they open, and it's still kind of early. It's like 10:30, I think. I know some skate shops don't open till like 11 or 12. Oh, opening soon. When do they open? They open at 11. It's 10:36. Okay, we got 25 minutes. Should we just explore and see what we can find out here? I guess we're just gonna cruise around and see what we can find. We'll take the skateboard, obviously, though. I don't have the highest hopes for finding street spots around here, but maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised or find something crunchy to skate. All right, where do I go? It's funny because, like, in LA, you just skate around everywhere, and your chances are you see other skaters or like waxed ledges or street spots. And up here, I feel like legitimately disrespectful, just like cruising around, because it's just like so quiet and peaceful. I don't even know where to begin looking for spots. This is also a lot of the ground up here, so it's not the most inviting for skateboarding, but it kind of reminds me of Portland, Oregon, when I used to live up there with Ben. Just like you find like crusty, like cool spots, but like not, you know, not LA spots. Like this almost. Ollie up the curb, ollie over that because the little top bar gate is missing into the crunchy gravel parking lot below. Yeah, I'm good for now though. Let's keep looking. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but that is a hell of a hill bomb right there. The only downside is it kind of shoots you right into a main road, but with a spotter, doable. Okay. Yeah, great example of what I was talking about earlier. Look, this almost counts as a spot, more or less. We can ollie that. Yeah, sick street spot, bro. We're just getting started. I was walking up here for the run up and I found all sorts of quote-unquote spots. This curb looks completely untouched, and if that thing was in LA, it would just be fully waxed in like someone's local spot, you know? I really gotta start bringing wax with me. Oh, wow. That slides surprisingly well, actually. Maybe people do skate this. Dude, that's 100% waxed. Yes. This is kind of sick. Originally, I was just looking at this little, what, 1.5 foot gap right there, just from there to the sidewalk, or maybe gap all the way to street. But you know what's almost, or doable for sure, but like almost an actual cool spot? You'd have to do a little bit of tree pruning here. Maybe get rid of that branch there. But I'm thinking, roll in from here, ollie up onto the curb, pop, lip slide all the way around to, you know, right off the end of the curb there. That's like a real spot. Like that would actually be cool. Definitely a little bit of pruning would need to happen though. And I'm not gonna be the one to decapitate a tree. One of my go-to skate spots as a kid were these little storm, not like this specific one, obviously. I was living in Santa Cruz. Some of these storm drains, this metal piece comes up enough that you can grind it. Oh, see this one? That one might not be. That one, I think your trucks hit the concrete. But I'd say like 50% of them, the metal comes up enough and they're just perfect little ledges. Should we try anyway? I've also lost a lot of skateboards going inside the storm drains. Oh, come on. I meant to do that. Oh, yeah. Oh, don't go in there. That one's a little bit too concreted. I think we'd need a little bit of wax to make that one work. I was looking along this and I was like, oh, you could kind of thread the needle through one of those cars there. And then I saw the fire hydrant, and right there, fun little gap to sidewalk. Oh, yep. Nothing like jumping first thing in the morning. That's not true. I've been awake for like 4 hours. See, I feel like once you start skating the crusty spots, is what I call them, is your eyes start opening up to like really anything can be a spot. All of these ledges wouldn't stand a chance in LA. I don't exactly know where I ended up. It's 10:56 right now. I think I'm gonna start heading back to the shop so we can get some grip tape and set up this new board. Going in. Yeah, I was just looking to get some grip today.
Yeah. What kind of grip were we thinking?
Let's just do mob. We'll do like 5 sheets of plain mob.
5 sheets, let's do it.
Mission success. Grip tape acquired. Now back home, set up the board. That's nice. You hear the little clock tower? The clock tower making its little bells. Oh. I feel like an old man whenever I get into this car because it's so low and I'm all stiff this morning. Oh man. All right, yeah, I'll just see you guys back at the house. Boom, old board, grip tape, new board. And I think I showed you this board. Oh, well, it's upside down. I think I showed you this when we did the unboxing video. Now it's probably been a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if you can see there. It's 8.25, which is the same as this. I made this, I mean, I've been so all over the place with boards lately. I went from 8.25 to 8.5 to 8.68, and then from 8.68 back down to 8.25. But then last board setup, I accidentally set up an 8.5 thinking it was an 8.25, and then that kind of threw everything off again, so we've been all over the place. Long story short, this is an 8.25 and this is an 8.25, but this is a different Pro model and a different shape. This one is Shuriken's Pro model, which I actually don't think I've ever ridden. Pretty much all the boards I've been riding were the Grayson Fletcher Pro model, and I want to get the trucks and wheels off of this and compare the two shapes and sizes and see what's different, whether it's the wheelbase, nose and tail, concave, whatever. I'm pretty curious what the difference is and if I'll notice it, if it'll impact my skating at all. First things first though, we gotta find the skate tool, which is right where I left it. Also, quick little glance at the fingerboard rails. It's been overnight now, so obviously they're to temperature. I can actually hold them and touch them now because they're not smoldering hot from welding. They look good. I love how uniform they are. And I mean, obviously they're not as rainbow as the actual rainbow rail, but you can see they have some slope, and I think they're gonna be fun to skate. I'm hoping to finish those up next couple, whenever we have power, honestly. Probably tomorrow, I'd say. What are we gonna forget? Skate tool, razor blade. That's what we're gonna forget. Perfect. I don't know where to sit to do my, because usually I sit on the stairs in there, but we can't open the garage doors or turn on the lights, so the lighting just sucks. So I'm sitting and the 30-foot rail is just going directly up my ass, and I'm not loving it. There's enough, you know, why? Okay, why am I can literally, there's over 3 acres to choose from here, and I sit on the pole up my ass. You know what, we're going on an adventure. I can choose to sit literally anywhere. Well, I guess now that I'm looking around, there's not too much to sit on. A lot of the wood is gonna have some black widows that crawl up my ass. Okay, I'm going back over here. There, I mean, this, or the ledge, honestly makes the most sense, but maybe right here, and we'll just, let's see, what's best for lighting? That, or, yeah, we'll sit right here. I can recline the legs. This is the spot. Okay, I left the board and stuff over there. Okay, here we go. I think I'll start with gripping it. For the longest time, I've been wanting to do something creative with the grip, whether it's like cutting it in half and doing some like, not grip art, like not with like paint pens or anything, but just something different. And every single time I've tried, it just looks terrible, so I gave up years ago. Should I try it? No. I'm not even gonna risk it. I know how it's gonna come out. That was satisfying. Warning, skate within your abilities. Injury or death may result from improper use. Good to know. I've never been much of a like clear grip, or like that when you split the grip on the bottom to show a little sliver of the top graphic. Never been one of those guys, but it does have a top ply print. Some people are into that. I don't really care. But it's a good looking board. I like the graphic a lot. POV, skate. Damn, that'd be a sick video game. You know how they have all sorts of simulators? Like farming simulator, that's the only one I know. Skateboard grip tape simulator. I'm on $1 million idea right there, baby. Why grip a real board when you can grip a fake skateboard on your computer? Or, a little less sarcastically, is take one of those skateboarding simulators like Skater XL or Session, or one of those games that are going for, you know, realism, and include like little details, like you actually have to grip your board and have like some physics or mechanics for that. Probably actually be really boring and monotonous and everyone would hate it, but it's cool in theory. Nice. ASMR. Skate setup ASMR. I'm gonna try to do like a very good board setup. My past couple grip jobs haven't been great. I haven't put a ton of time into them. I'm gonna try to make this one good. Make it pretty. I mean, I'm already pretty off-center, but that doesn't actually matter. And then something I somewhat recently, as in the past, I don't know, year or two, started doing, I talk about it every now and then when I set up a board, is you go in and you cut in on the concaves, which I never used to do. When I used to work at a skate shop, never did it. That's why I say it's like somewhat new. And I think what it helps me with is I don't know, man. Maybe it's just habit, honestly. It allows you to do it in sections. So like the nose and tail are usually my error points. Those are the parts that I'll mess up. So far, so good. Bringing back skate shop employee Garrett. I was good at gripping boards back in the day, man. I would always make sure the customers' boards were gripped better than mine, obviously. Yeah, I mean, that looks good. And see how it's just like one section? Whereas before I'd do the whole cutout and just have that like cutout sheet. Again, like now that I'm demonstrating it, maybe it really doesn't do anything, but it's just how I do it now. Oh, yep. Don't mess it up now. Boom. Yeah, that's been good so far. Look, Mom, I know how to grip a skateboard. The downside of it being off-centered is that this is pretty thin, so it'll keep sticking to the side. So doing my best to like flap it up. And then do one fell swoop towards your heart. That's always how you're supposed to use a knife. Isn't that how your parents taught you? Look at that, flawless. Watch me somehow mess up the easiest cut. That actually is one of the better grip jobs I've done. And I mean, it's the first time I've like tried to not mess up in a while. But that looks great. And then another one of my habits that I do is I just use the grip tape scraps and go over the edge of the entire board. And this is also sort of another habit. I don't really know if it does anything, but in my brain, it prevents it from like peeling when you skate and just like further adheres it to the board, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's good. And the last thing I always do, which I actually think doesn't do anything, but it's just habit. I just give it like a light brush. And in my opinion, in my head, it like, because fresh boards are like really, really grippy at first. And in my head, I'm like getting rid of some of the grip. I don't know. It looks good though. That's great. I'm not gonna say it's perfect. I don't think I believe in perfection, but I'm looking for any, I don't like some, like if I'm not trying, there's gonna be like giant jagged edges and like, I don't care. If it's my board, I just get it done. I mean, there's like a teeny tiny little, I don't know, like a nugget there, but yeah, not bad. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Almost like I've been doing this for 20 years. No, wait, I'm 26, 15 years, 16. Wow, I've been skating for like 16 years. That's pretty crazy, actually. Honestly, maybe longer, because do you guys remember, this is for, board just slid away from me. This is for the OG core Garrett Ginner fans. I put out like a sponsor video, or I don't know what it was at that point, but when I was 9, like I remember the intro screen, it was that, I don't know, that my local handrail at my skate park. Handrail. It was like 6 inches off the ground. And I remember I board slide the whole thing, land fully 90 degrees and tic-tac out of it, and that was my intro clip. But I remember it saying, Garrett Ginner, age 9. My dad edited it for me. Which, I mean, if I was board sliding rails, I had to have started skating like a year before then, 2 years. And if I was 9, wow, maybe I should go back to school. I've been skating for a while. Won't believe it at that. I don't need to embarrass myself further. While I'm taking the trucks off this bad boy, you guys know I'm gonna hit you with a yap session. Today's topic of yap is actually gonna be more of a question for people that watch YouTube, which, believe it or not, I'm assuming a fair portion of you fall into. You know how I've been pushing channel memberships a lot, and I have like a link in the description in all of my videos to join as a channel member. I've gotten a ton of comments, and like I've noticed it myself. If you click it or tap it on mobile, it takes you to either Safari or Chrome, where you have to sign, like it takes you to a web browser, not the YouTube app. I always thought that's just how channel memberships were. Like I thought you either had to do it on desktop or had to do it through like Safari on iPhone or Android web browser. I don't know, I'm not familiar with Android. I just figured you couldn't do it through the app. I never knew why, I just thought you couldn't. And then I got a DM today of someone saying like, yo, have you enabled, why don't you enable channel memberships through the app? Because I'm on mobile and I want to become a member, but I can't or whatever. And then I started going through other channels, and like I went to PewDiePie's channel, which like given, he's one of the biggest YouTube channels in the world, so maybe he gets special privileges or features. He has a join button on his channel, like how I always thought it should be. I just don't have one. And then I saw, ow, I just got a metal splinter, bro. What? Can you see it? There's a little blood dot. Because there was like some frayed metal on my truck from all the Hesh core grinds that I do. Oh, I hope it's not in there. Metal, like actual metal splinters suck. You know, I would know because I'm like a professional metal worker now. What I'm getting at is, do you, mainly talking to channel members here, because that means they'd be familiar with the feature. Am I like one of the odd channels out that just don't have a join button and you have to do it through the web browser? Or is that pretty universal and like, you know, 10 million subscriber channels plus have access to that feature? So I'm starting to think it's like a bug with my channel, which that's just something that would happen to me, that when I start pushing channel memberships, my feature is just broken. So yeah, let me know. I'd like to get that sorted out, because that was always like the weirdest thing to me. It was like, because YouTube takes a percentage of channel members, so it's like obviously YouTube wants to make money, so you'd think they'd like push features that make them money. I don't know. I'm just rambling. I'm just complaining at this point. Also, off topic. Well, I guess all these yap sessions are off topic, but wheels. We set up these wheels for like my first new wheels in months, and it's kind of got me looking into other options of just like, because in that video I talk about how I've been riding the same setup for like far too long, and for the longest time, like years before that, I would just ride. I was in a very privileged scenario where like companies would send me stuff. I was getting wheels from Rickda, I was getting trucks from Crux, so it's like that's what I was riding. And now I have like the leisure to try whatever I want. Like I go to a skate shop and pick up whatever I want. Besides boards, I'm riding for Arbor, and shoes, carry them obviously. But I was talking to the homie at Milo, the skate shop, and he had these. What were they? They were Spitfires, but 93 durometer, which these are what, 101 or 99. These are like pretty much as hard as they get, like street skating wheels. And I'd never been a fan of like the shark wheels, which are supposedly like all-terrain, or like they're soft when you need them to be, but you can still power, like that whole thing. Never a fan of them. They just sounded too soft for me, and like even though they skated fine, like I'm weird when it comes to like the way things sound and look. Like, I don't know. Never was a fan of them, but he let me try these Spitfire 93s, which were way softer than I would ever choose or even think of normally. And like, I loved them. Like I was like, especially, I mean, you guys know the ground here. It's all like cracked and not rocky, but it's not like a skate park ground. Like it's rough mountain asphalt, you know? And I was able to ride over stuff like that easily, but it didn't sound like a soft wheel. And I really liked it. And they were sold out, but he just messaged me this morning actually after I left Milo, and because I asked him when I was there. He said they just ordered more and they're coming in next week. So I think like next week when they come in, I'm gonna go test out or like buy a pair and check them out, because like they felt sick. And again, it's all part of my experimental era. All right, so we have both boards here, and let's try a little comparison. See if we can notice any differences. Here's a side-by-side. It's pretty hard to tell because one of the boards is all beat up, obviously, so it's like altering the way some of the lines of the boards look. But to me, this is the Grayson Fletcher board. This is the Shuriken board. This one looks like it has a more rounded tail, where this looks a little bit more squared on the top. Again, it could just be how this one has been wearing since skating it. I think they're different shapes. Like I'm like 99% sure they're different shapes. I can't tell on the nose. This one, it almost looks like reverse. Like this almost looks rounder and that looks more squared. Hold on, are we being dumb? Okay, that's the nose. Let me guess, this is the tail, isn't it? Yeah, okay. There is an accurate representation of them. So now these are both of the tails. I still stand by what I said. This looks more round, that looks more square. Just like these like inch or 2 inches at the top of it kind of looks like wider up until the end where it just squares off, and this one looks like a more rounded shape. Again, I could totally be like placeboing myself right now where I'm just convincing myself they're different, but I think I see it here too with the nose. I think that looks a little bit more squared and that looks a little rounder. Concave wise, okay, I'm looking down the middle of the board to get a comparison there, and then oh, nope, come back. I mean, dude, that one is hard to notice. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the concave is the same. I can't fully tell. I think if anything, it's the shape of the nose and tail that's different, which personally, I like a more squared nose and tail, which means in theory I should like the Shuriken board more. It also very well like might be such a small difference. I don't notice anything at all. Like I think I'll be able to feel it out a lot more like once I actually set the board up. It'll either feel completely different or feel exactly the same. There's two mistakes that I always make. Well, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I've put on my trucks backwards before, but we don't talk about that. My weird OCD thing of having my one silver nut, nope, it's a bolt. My one silver bolt has to go there, and then I labeled my trucks. There's a B on this one for back, there's an F on the other one for front, because yes, it matters. We're not making those mistakes today, ladies and gents. We are setting this board up flawlessly, and that is going to be our front truck. That has an F on it. Ooh, that breeze feels nice. Where's that coming from? Okay, there is one. Bolt's in the right place. Truck is the right direction. Let's knock out that last one. All right, we are done. All right, so how are we looking here? The board itself, it's a beautiful skateboard in my opinion. I think my wheels finally look right. I don't know if you remember the big old Spitfires I had before. They just like were unproportionately large. This looks good. I'm very, very confident that the shape is different. The more that I look at it, it's for sure a more squared shape than the Grayson board. And the first roll on it, I can confidently say it's a different shape now. Now what we gotta figure out is if I like the different shape or if I like the Grayson shape better. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like the tail might be bigger, which again, not good or bad, just a observation I'm feeling. I can't feel if there's a difference in the concave yet. I don't think I feel. I'm really just like basing it off like what my toes and my heel feel right now. All these, they're like such small details that it's hard to really know. I mean, depending on how much I cared, I could get like the calipers and start measuring. So everything is like a tape measure. But I mean, I think just skating it is the best way to see if I like it. Whenever I set up a new board, I like to document my first impressions, which are never pretty. Doesn't matter how good or bad the board is. The first couple kickflips are always rough. Just like getting used to it and everything. Ooh, that felt good actually. Maybe we like this board. I'm doing as many kickflips as I can. I haven't messed up yet though. Normally, I mean, I'm not very consistent most of the time. Yo, this is like, this is the most reassuring board set I've ever done. I think I like this. Yo, this is cool. I mean, I'm not warmed up. It's a new board. Like I usually suck right off the bat. This is cool. Try some little rail tricks into the bank. Again, just all mellow stuff. I don't have the runway that I'm used to because we can't open this. This might be the one. This might be the board that I've been missing out on my whole life. Oh my God. That was so bad. Dude, I mean, usually when I do these board setups, I do a couple tricks just to like see how the new board feels, and like the initial break-in period I always want to document. Then usually I'll give it a day of like skating it off camera, like actually breaking in and getting comfortable with the board, and then I'll do like a part 2 or whatever, like a full session on it. If you've been watching, I mean, this is by far the best, I don't know if you can call it a session, but like the best a brand new board has felt. So yeah, I'm surprised. Usually I'm not, I mean, this is so privileged to say, but I'm not the biggest fan of new boards because they're uncomfortable at first. This feels good. The real test though is if we can do a straight 8 on the brand new board, because I can barely even straight 8 on a broken in board. So let's try this. For those that don't know, a straight 8 is a kickflip in every stance and a heel flip in every stance without messing up in between. So like, let's say you do kickflip, switch flip, fakie flip, nollie flip, and then you mess up the heel flip, you gotta start all the way over. So I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna leave in every attempt. So we'll see how long it takes. I'll just like speed up the in between so you guys don't gotta sit through it. Let's play a game though. And this game is 94% me fishing for comments to hopefully please the algorithm and push it to a new audience. 6% actually for fun. No, I'm kidding. Well, no, I'm not kidding. But comment how many tries you think it'll take. I'm gonna guess, I'm playing my own game. I'm gonna say 3rd try, I'll get it. So like I'll mess up twice and then on the 3rd attempt I'll get it. Place your bets. Winner gets a round of applause. Yo, first try is crazy. You don't even need to tell me that half of those were god awful, like terribly sketchy, but I was just going for it anyway. First try. If you watch the videos, you know that that's rare. Well, that's a goddamn success. I mean, I guess we'll see if my opinion changes. I don't think it's going to, but so far, absolutely loving this board. Thank you, Arbor, obviously, for supporting me for years and years now. I don't know why it took me this long to try this board out, but I love it. You guys, the viewers, thank you guys for watching. Hope you found some entertainment here, and catch you next video. Appreciate you all. Peace out.